What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Beaky with the Elder Scrolls Legends Central and the Untitled Game Show. And for you guys today, we got another deck build video. I know some of you guys have been wondering what happened to my deck build videos. I've been doing so many discussion videos, from issues related to the friendless problem in the Elder Scrolls Legends to simple stuff like implementing lore in the Elder Scrolls Legend. As we know, flavor text will be an awesome thing to have. We've all been in a situation where our opponent is trying to combo Gardener Sword and Massive Arm, pulling a bunch of creatures from the graveyard, and we're just sitting there like, like, it's just taking forever. Wouldn't it be fun to have lore to read on the cards while your opponent's animation is all taking place, pulling all these items and equipping them on both creatures? Well, I made a video about that. You guys can check it out because now there is a discussion playlist. The playlist will be linked in the description and in the comment section below for you guys to check out. And I know for some of the people who just want deck builds, there's some people out there who just want new decks, there will be a deck playlist as well in the description and in the comments. I'll be updating all my videos to always be in playlists so you can find the type of videos that you enjoy, making it very easy for the viewers to watch what they want to watch. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into Legends itself and look at the deck for today. So let's go ahead firstly into my profile. I like to show you guys proof of my experience with the deck instead of just believing me. Well, here's the proof for you guys to see for your own eyes. This is all in ranked gameplay. I made a new Sorcerer deck. I was playing a bunch of Warrior and Aggro Battle Mage for a while, and I was just kind of getting tired of playing that type of deck. I haven't played Scout Ramp in a while, so I was like, you know what, let me play something I don't normally play that well, a Sorcerer. I don't play Sorcerer that much, out of Item Sorcerer. I like Item Sorcerer, but regular Sorcerer I don't play mid-range or aggro. So I was like, you know what, let me put a deck together and see what I could come up with. In fact, I really haven't thought of a really good name for the deck yet. It's just name 9 right now. That's just the key I pressed on the keyboard. So I'm going to ask some of you guys, for my fans who want to give me a name for this deck, what do you think a proper name for this deck would be after I explain what the deck is all about? First thing first, guys, it actually is a 50 card deck, which is unusual for me. Sometimes I like to go over, but let's just take a look at what's actually here. We have 41 creatures, 9 actions, 0 items, 0 supports. We're running mostly intelligence attributes cards. The reason for this is we do run Cunning Ally, so I want Cunning Ally's effect to have a higher chance to happen, so I wanted more intelligence cards than not. We're basically going to be playing mostly into the 3 cost cards. They are really key in this deck, and let's go take a look at why that is. Let's start off first of all, Blood Sorcerer. So Blood Sorcerer is a late game card to play. It's not something you're actually going to be playing mostly at turn 1. Only reason you will play something like this at turn 1 is if your opponent is playing, let's say, a Battle Mage or another super aggro deck where you have to respond by playing the creatures. Most cases you're going to want to keep this card in your hand till later in the game and later in the match, just to get its most effect out of it. Alright guys, Brutal Ashlander, once again, this card is technically still bugged, so this is a risky play. I'm not going to suggest that everybody play this in this deck because this card is bugged. Sometimes it will kill a creature that is already going to die anyways. But I've been lucky with it. As you guys see, the win ratio with the deck, it has worked out for me so far. You can replace it with something else if you want. You can replace it with Crown Quartermaster, but I still like the card in concept. I know some people don't, but I'm going to keep it for me personally because it's been working for me. If you don't want to play it because of the issues with the bug in this card, feel free to remove it for whatever you like. Obviously, what it does is very simple. It either kill another creature, it's RNG, you can go to face, and that's all fine with me playing a card like this. You guys know I'm a little bit more okay with RNG than most players out there who take this game very seriously. Firebolt, very simple, clear field, clear monsters early game. Shrieking Harpy to delay. So as you guys will see, early game you're going to play like Ashlander, things good for trade, it's good for trading. Firebolt to clear creatures, Shrieking Harpy to shackle enemy creatures, Sorcerer's Negation to eliminate enemy creatures that might be in your way, or start gaining health like Profiteer. You might want to use a Profiteer. Wardcrafter to have a creature out really early that could go ahead and defend you and trade pretty well. Also give somebody else a ward. Now let's get into actually winning the match. So Hero, obviously, you summon 4/2 and it deals 2 damage. Great card. I like it a lot. It's definitely viable in this deck. I mean, you could use a card like, if you wanted to, you could use her, but she's a 5/2 is not better than the 4/2 do 2 damage. So that's why I picked Hero. Cunning Ally works great in this deck, being able to build up more Firebolts to use. Awesome. Dark Guardian is really key. You may not see it, but it's super key. This is the type of guard that will save you in so many situations. Unless you're going to get hit with an Execute, this guard having 5 health is so key, especially if your opponent does run a lot of prophecies. When you least hit those runes and you're going to be doing damage fairly fast after turn 3, it's going to be really great that you get some cards back, and it's a good guard to defend you early game if you need be. And you equipped it with the ward from Wardcrafter, and it combos quite well. Moving on from there, Haunted Spirit, another great early card. If you already got yourself a Wardcrafter on the field, then playing a Haunted Spirit after that's a really good move, because at that situation now you have 2 creatures that are high chances that your opponent wants to kill, but if you kill Haunted Spirit at the wrong moment, then you know you're going to get one of your other creatures powered up. So sometimes they're really good trading creatures. Haunted Spirit is really great for trading, such like Brutal Ashlanders, because it could give you other effects after their last grass goes ahead and takes effect. Obviously, you will be weak against stuff like Dawnbreaker in a deck like this, because you know Haunted Spirit is a spirit type card, so is Dark Guardian's an undead type card, and Dawnbreaker is going to be eliminating creatures like that. Next up, we could talk about Young Mammoth. If you get a Haunted Spirit and a Young Mammoth on the field early enough on turn, you can get him up on turn 3, then turn 4, a Haunted Spirit, along with a Brutal Ashlander. That's a really great feel right there. Having those 3 creatures out is just awesome for you in every situation. Exclusive Schemer is one of those cards I was really not sure if I was going to add in here, but I felt like I needed some card draw, and if I'm able to draw this as a 0 cost, it's so good. It works so well, so that's why it's in there, guys. It's a good 0 cost. If you get it 0, and drawing the extra card definitely doesn't hurt. Lightning Bolt is plain and simple obvious. Is a great way to go to face if you need to, or remove another creature. Mystic Dragon, another prophecy. You want to usually get this as a prophecy and not to play it directly from hand. So if in your first hand you get Mystic Dragon, you could want to return it and get something else. You would prefer have something like Royal Sage in your hand, because you're going to want to try to keep the health advantage up to turn 4 so you can play Royal Sage. So in a way, you want to put as many creatures as you can out by the time turn 4, turn 5, so you can play a Royal Sage. That's why I really try to have it somewhere like a Brutal Ashlander is in my hand at the start of the match, because sometimes your opponent won't try to destroy Brutal Ashlander because of his last grass. So you get to keep Brutal Ashlander. Then if you play into a Young Mammoth on turn 3, on turn 4, let's say a Haunted Spirit, and then play Royal Sage, I've seen opponents completely just forfeit because of that situation, because now those creatures who will have like Ward, Breakthrough, maybe even Drain or Charge, it'd be really useful if you could get some good value out of Royal Sage. It doesn't always work out depending on the opponent you're facing. Then we're going into Shadow Priestess, plain and simple, to remove those supports and those creatures that might be really dangerous to you. It's a really great when you're able to play Royal Sage, play Shadow Priestess on a creature in the Shadow lane and be able to take them out that way. Then using a creature like Haunted Spirit to trade with that creature that was in the Shadow lane, that works out. I only run 2 Shadow Priestess because this is not one of those long, drawn out decks. You just want it to be able to silence a creature or that support that might be hindering your progress, and then just move on to attack and face mostly. And then High King Emeric, you're not going to get a huge amount of value out of this because I'm not playing the Daggerfall Mage. I was thinking about playing Daggerfall Mage in this deck, but just from my experience, it was a little too slow for what I wanted to personally do, so I just didn't really run it in this deck. If you want to play Daggerfall Mage, like I said, you could take out the Brutal Ashlander, replace the Daggerfall Mage, whatever you want to do, you do it your way. Just want to show you guys how the deck has been working out for me, and as you guys saw, the deck has been working for me in this specific way. With High King Emeric, it combos real well with the Wardcrafter, whatever you put out, give Ward with 2. It's just a really great drop at 6 because it do 2 damage to either opponents if there's no other creatures on the field, or you could do 4 if there's another Ward creature, or you could eliminate a creature. It's good. It's just a plain and simple good card with Ward. I like High King Emeric in this deck. I run 2 Bone Colossus. I was actually thinking about running 3 Bone Colossus, but I didn't because I actually wanted to throw in your main man right here. Great card. 8-drop, 5/5 with Breakthrough. This thing could really just win you the game if you get it at the exact right moment. And if you get it on the field, then you play like a Lightning Bolt and you get to remove a creature and do Breakthrough with it. It's really great as well. I don't run stuff like Ice Storm in here. That's where I'm a little weak against maybe certain type of token decks if I don't set up correctly fast enough. But as long as you balance what you're putting out there and using those Firebolts to take care of those tokens, you can face a token deck and you can actually win against a token deck. Alright guys? But once again, if you want to run 3 Bone Colossus, you can run 3 Bone Colossus. They have worked out quite well for me. It combos really well with Dark Guardian because Dark Guardian is a skeleton. So if you're a skeleton in the left lane and you play Bone Colossus in the right lane, then Dark Guardian gets plus 1 attack, plus 1 health. That makes it a 3/6. That 3 makes it invulnerable to execute, and all that combined together to be a pretty good card right there, making Dark Guardian even more of a problem than it already was. But do be noted, as I've already said, that's your only guard in the deck, and I don't play stuff like Soul Tear. It just doesn't work for what I'm personally wanting to do with the deck, but it's worked for me. So let's go ahead and jump into a match and see if you guys can't see it work in action. Let's go do it. So let me go find an opponent and then we'll go from there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I found our opponent in rank, so let's jump in and see how this one plays out. Let's go. The Immortal versus the College Scholar. So I will actually start off with Cunning Ally. I will return Royal Sage and I'll return Hero. I personally don't like going second against a Scout, but that's what we're going to have to do at this very second. We won't play anything on the first turn. We'll see what type of Scout that they're playing. Are they playing Control Scout or are they playing really aggro early on? We don't know yet, but no reason to play Blood Sorcerer yet. If your opponent allows us to go turn 3, let's go turn 3 and play something on that following turn. This is not going to work out really well into playing the Royal Sage, because my opponent probably is going to have the advantage when it comes to... let's see, we could play... We'll play the Cunning Ally right now.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
Cunning Ally will get the Firebolt. We got to be careful with stuff like Crusader's Assault with Unstoppable Rage. So we're not going to have the health advantage in this this match starting out, it seems like. Which definitely does not help us out. So my opponent's playing super aggro, which I do not blame them one bit.
My arrows shall fly true.
So, okay.
As long as I draw breath.
Alright, so aggro. Alright, so then we could do... Well, we're going to Shadow Priest it next turn, so this is fine.
I have you now.
I usually don't put this down so early, but with my opponent playing an aggro type of deck, he might be playing, or she might be playing stuff like Northern Firebrands, then go charge into me. Probably a bunch of charging type creatures. I'm going to be able to play Shadow Priestess on turn 5 to eliminate something like this right here.
Defenses will crumble.
Not great. We can't play 2 creatures right now. So this is a situation I don't really like to have, where I can't play 2 cards at this in one turn. But if we have to deal with it, we'll have to deal with it. I think the best move right this very second, actually, to Shadow Priestess is. Yes, I'm going to take 6 damage to the face. It's going to suck. But I have more creatures on the field than my opponent. If I could keep these creatures and I get Royal Sage, it might work out really well. He's going to use Rift Tane. He's going to actually become a guard. So my opponent does intend to play some type of defensively. So now I'm going to take... Oh, okay. I thought I was going to take 8. Okay, I could deal with this. So here's where we Firebolt here.
Careful there, friend.
Here.
Your story has finished. I have you now. Mother of mine.
Here. Shackle here. Okay, why did I do it the way I just did it right there? Oh, actually, I made a mistake. If he has Unstoppable Rage, he just fucking wrecked me. Nah. If he breaks the Ring of Magicka, he has Unstoppable Rage. If he doesn't break the Ring of Magicka, he doesn't have Unstoppable Rage. Usually, you don't want to play into the Unstoppable Rage.
The day will be ours.
So we'll do 5 damage here now. Which works out quite well for us. Now we could do 4
Mother
here.
of mine. Your blood will spill.
We don't have Win. and my opponent could come up with enough damage to win. 20 damage is not impossible when you have a 6-cost creature and Unstoppable Rage. So I have to actually trade there. And I still have lethal here. I can still do 2 with High King Emeric. So as long as I do
By our service, we
enough damage, I could possibly. Northern Firebrand.
Time to fight.
Northern Firebrand.
Fires of all duty.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Okay.
Mother of mud.
So I would like to play Bones. He clearly doesn't have it. I'm just really afraid to go right into a bone into. Okay.
I hate this crowd. It's damned uncomfortable.
I just don't want to walk into a Unstoppable Rage. I'm really afraid of walking into Unstoppable Rage, and by me playing into the left lane, that makes my opponent have has to address me by putting a guard or something.
I hate this crowd. It's damned uncomfortable.
You can put this here, even if he uses Unstoppable Rage, I'll still at least get. It's not a good situation to be in right now for either one of us. He doesn't want to break a rune of mine. He breaks a rune, I could get a Lightning Bolt. The Lightning Bolt will be quite great right now. Child of the Hurricane. That's not going to hurt me right this moment. Oh, there we are. That's game. And that is why I run this card. Doesn't matter what he has, that's that.
Let me take out the rubbish.
Doesn't matter what card he gets at this moment.
Close ranks. Let nothing through.
I have many important things.
There we go, guys. So maybe not what you guys wanted to see, but I was afraid of Unstoppable Rage. You know, I love my Vamp Lethal deck that I played before, and I understand the dangers of Unstoppable Rage, and I just don't want to walk into that. You know, and if you guys haven't seen my Vamp Lethal deck and what I'm talking about here, I will show you that. And also, for anybody wondering why I'm not a higher rank, if you're new to my channel, you should know that I don't care about rank like a lot of people do. I care about rank in the sense that I just want to know what the monthly reward card is. The moment I get to know the monthly reward card is, then I'll go ahead and decide if I want to get the legend or rank 1. Besides that, it doesn't matter. I could get to rank 1 every month if I want to. It's not complicated. You just if you win enough matches if you just decide like, okay, for the rest of the month I'll just go up 1 rank, you could get there. But most of the time I spend my time either in casuals, messing around with decks for Twitch. So if you guys watch me on Twitch, you guys will be able to see some fun decks. Also, if you watch me on Twitch tonight, I have something special for you guys. I made sure I didn't show it in the deck list, but I'm going to be doing a Sorcerer's Delight. So I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different Sorcerer decks that have different types of play styles, all featuring Sorcerer just for fun. Because I've done it before with Monk, I've done it before with Scouts, and I feel like time to show Sorcerer some love. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video. For anybody wondering about my Vamp Lethal deck, I will show you to you. I don't know where it is. I really just recently organized my decks again. I don't know. It's probably in my deck tracker, and I'll just import it from my deck tracker. If you guys don't use a deck tracker, I really highly recommend you guys check out the deck trackers they have for Elder Scrolls Legends. They'll really make your life easier for importing and organizing your decks, because you know the 30 deck limit in Legends is just annoying. But anyway, speaking here with the Untitled Game Show, I'm not going to do anything too crazy with this video. If you want to use the deck, go ahead and feel free to use it. That's been Beaky once again with another ranked deck build for you guys today. The proof is in the wins, guys. It's right there for you guys to see. Try it out for yourself, and I really want to just make sure you guys understand. If you don't want to use Brutal Ashlander, feel free. I just don't want anybody to criticize me about it. I know it's broken, but it's worked for me. It's worked for me. I'm out of here, guys. I'll have some fun playing Legends. For everybody seeing me at stream later, see you guys there. To everybody else, peace the heck out.